Hi guys, this is Connie. We're gonna keep knocking them out until I get distracted, phone call, or Mustachio walks in. Here is chapter 12 of Connie Reads 8 Keys. Invisible Things. Amanda was mad that I was hanging out with Caroline. She was squashing my lunch worse than ever. One morning, it was under everything in the locker. And she tried to slam the locker door on my hand, again. But I got my hand out of the way just in time. She looked at me and said, "Oops." I overheard her talking to Caroline, and she said, "It's not like I'm the one hanging out with losers." I couldn't hear what Caroline said back. Did Caroline think Franklin and I were losers? She still sat with Amanda at lunch, which was what she usually did, so maybe it meant nothing. But in the hallway, she asked me about what Franklin and I were doing after school. We were heading to Leonard's and then out for burgers. I told her she could come if she wanted to. At the hardware store, Franklin took Caroline to meet everyone, and I went to see Leonard. "Hey, Leonard," I said. "Where have you been?" "You are too busy to visit old Leonard." "No. Ta-da! I'm here." "Yeah, well, long time no see." Leonard didn't look up at me as he counted all the 20s in the drawer, then the 10s. "You mad?" "Nah, it's just a sign you're growing up is all. I'm feeling like an old man." "You aren't," I said. "You're nowhere near as old as Uncle Hugh." He laughed and shut the drawer. "Who's your new friend?" "Caroline." "That's nice. It's nice to see you with a friend who's a girl. You'll probably be needing some of those." "What's wrong with Franklin?" "Nothing's wrong with Franklin." Leonard looking up and down. "What's that book you're carrying around?" "Just something of Dad's," I said, pulling out the little prints out from under my arm. "I found it in the library. It was the pictures that caught me." "Really?" Leonard asked. "Yeah. He left me a bunch of books. I don't know if you've ever been upstairs in the barn, but there's all these locked rooms up there. Turns out they're from me, from Dad. So far, I've opened 3 of them." "What'd you find?" "Some things of Mom's, a room full of Dad's books, and then the 3rd room was just empty." "Totally empty?" "Yep. Why would Dad lock an empty room?" Leonard shook his head. Knowing him, there was a reason. "That's what Uncle Hugh said. Do you know the reason?" "Nope. But I don't think I'm supposed to know. I think you're supposed to know." "Well, I don't." "Can you put down the book for a few minutes? How about you and your friends sweep up the floors for me, and then I'll give you a little cash, and you can go get some burgers and milkshakes." I smiled. That was the plan. Good. Caroline and I dipped fries in our milkshakes. Then we swapped glasses because she had vanilla and I had chocolate. Milkshake sharing left Franklin out. He tried his fries and soda. "How was it?" Caroline asked. Franklin made a face. He poured a pool of ketchup onto the cardboard condiment holder. Then he ate. When he ate, he got smudges of ketchup on his face. I tossed Franklin napkins from the metal dispenser on the table. He wiped his face, but just ended up spreading the ketchup around more. "Nice work, gross out," I told him. Franklin set the napkins aside. I threw a French fry at him. He used his sleeve to rub his face when the fry hit him, and his sleeve got streaked with red ketchup. Not a whole lot neater. Caroline didn't seem bothered by Franklin at all. She reached over with a fry to share the ketchup. "What would happen if you had a milkshake?" Caroline asked. "A bad rash," Franklin answered, "and severe diarrhea." I couldn't believe that Franklin would talk about diarrhea when we were eating with Caroline. Caroline said, "It might be worth it, once in a while." Franklin shook his head so quickly that Caroline and I couldn't help laughing. That night I couldn't sleep, so I got up to get a drink of water and walk around. Aunt Bessie and Uncle Hugh had gone to bed. Annie was asleep on the couch. In Annie and Ava's room, Ava was making pouty noises. I wasn't sure what to do, but I didn't want to wake Annie up if she was so tired that she fell asleep on the couch. I could at least try to see what was wrong with Ava. "Hey," I whispered softly. "Hey there, it's okay." As I peeked into the crib, I saw Ava's bottom lip curled down, shiny with spit, ready to let out a real cry. "I really can't feed you," I said, "but I can pat you a little." I rubbed Ava's small pink pajamaed tummy. "There. Does that feel good?" She looked at me expectantly. "I'll be right back," I said. I tiptoed to my room and picked up my book and returned to Ava. Babies like the sound of people reading, right? I put on the small lamp and sat down in the beautiful blue rocking chair and began to read. The book felt different, out loud in the middle of the night. I tried to keep my voice quiet, but steady. I paused at several lines, feeling them. "Ava, what if the third room isn't empty, but full of invisible things?" I closed my eyes and pictured the bare space. I tried to picture it with my heart, but I didn't see anything. It was still just an empty room. That's the end of chapter 12. Next time is chapter 13, and I've skimmed ahead. It's going to be a long one, so it'll make up for this short one. Be careful with that and enjoy, please and thank you. And if you enjoy this, please let me know what else you would like to recommend for me to read.